Every devout Hindu, they always feel and pray so that at least in their life they should listen to the Bhagavatam. The Bhagavata is so popular and so well accepted among the society. Why? Because it talks about the wonderfully blending the jnana and the bhakti. The jnana and bhakti, it has been blended over here. So today we will study that one, that particular portion. And before that, as we always do, let us chant this sloka. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham Meghabarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Vi Dhyanagamyam Bande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaika Natham. We have already discussed the meaning of it in our other previous classes. From here begins the transcendental God, formless power, is taking the human form. And Shantakaram, he is calm and composed. Bhujagashayanam. Then this way they are describing. So let us go to our beginning. The Rishis, they asked the questions. I think you are still remembering that. The Rishis, in great number, they were practicing austerity. In Naimisharanya, there's an Aranya, the forest named Naimisha. And there they were practicing austerity. Why? Because just before that, there was a war, Mahabharata war. And the brothers killed brothers. That was a terrible thing, and no one survived. Only a very handful. After that, even the god, Sri Krishna, he returned to his own place, and he was not also happy. He wanted to leave his body. Because the people, they became completely different. Because after the war, people loses their moral values. So that is the effect it was happening. So the Rishis, what they will do? They cannot control the political movements. So they were practicing austerity to bring back the good saints. That is the work of the Rishis. The Rishis always think in that way. The sannyasins, they always do that thing, prayer. Dharma palan, dharma siksha. They will be constantly practicing the religion and also give that religion, teach that religion to others. What is that religion? Love everyone. That is religion. What is that religion? Religion is that. A process are different, but the theme is the same. Love everyone. That religion, the people forgot. When I saw in our younger days, when India was partitioned, a part became Pakistan, And the group of people, they are coming. They were so good people, well-established people, some professors, some teachers, doctors. But when they crossed the border, they were having nothing. So obviously, slowly, all the norms they used to follow, Kula Dharma as they call, the traditions of the family, Jati Dharma, that a group of people, they developed some system that was all gone. What they will do, only hungry people. They like to eat, they like to get something. So morality broke. That's a terrible picture. Even nowadays in the Middle East, we find that. That was happening, and that time, what the monks should do, holy people should do, pray and pray. They were doing that. And a person came and he was singing the song of God who has come down and taken a human form, a Krishna. And when he was singing, that's called Suta, the storyteller. And they tell the story so wonderfully, the storytellers. So he was explaining about that. From where he heard, another conversation. We'll come to that afterwards. A king was ready to die. And the great monk, Sukadeva, came over there to teach him what one should do when one is ready to die. Just before the death, one should do. That those questions answered. 20 questions he asked. The king, I am going to die. But these are the queries, the questions I like to know from you, because you are the greatest learner person. So that we will come. But today, we know the Rishis asked that Sutta, Ugrashrava, it is his name, and to find out, we should not mix the Ugrashrava. There may be many Ugrashrava. So they always said the name of the father of that person was Lomaharsha. These are all very peculiar name for us. So Lomaharsha, Ugrashrava. Now people don't use these names. But in those days they used to have that. What are the essential qualities that a man should have to get liberation? Liberation from the bondage, liberation from this world. So that was the question. Rishis, they know this world with all its multifarious things are temporary. And the more we think about that, more our mind is attached to that, we are bound by that. I want to get this again and again. And I get that for a few days, few months, few years, I'm happy. After that I lose that, again another desire comes. It goes on. And what happens? They go on taking the birth. Sometimes human birth, sometimes animal births, sometimes insects, according to the karma. And they are suffering. Again they are dying. Again they are coming back. This circle is going on. A time comes. Then they say, enough is enough. We don't want all this. Now, how to go out of this? With this question they are asking, in reply, the Sutta, Ugrashrava said, the quality to generate devotion to the Supreme Being. What are the qualities that one should have to go beyond this circle of birth and death? Devotion. That is the answer. You have to develop the devotion. The devotion is love and sacrifice. What is devotion? Love and sacrifice. So love and sacrifice, devotion which is motiveless. I am loving you with a motive that you should be under my control. That is not love. That is not devotion. The devotion is that which should be completely motiveless, unyielding to any obstacle, and which fills the heart with peace. These are the three qualities of devotion. In answer to the question, how one can go beyond this bondage? What are the qualifications are required? Then the answer is only one thing: devotion. Devotion to the Supreme Being. And what type of devotion? The devotion means there should not be any desire, completely desire free. The first, motiveless, they say, and then this should not have any obstacle. When I am practicing my devotion, there will be a lot of obstacles I am creating for others. That is not devotion. Some of the people, not in this country mainly, in India we all know, the great devotion, early morning at about 3:34, in the microphone all over the neighborhood, they will go on calling on gods. But the others, they like to sleep. Maybe the students, they have studied after the midnight and they are now going to bed to sleep. Now, they have got up. And why you are doing it? No, people should understand that this is the time to call God. But you do that. Who has given you the authority to make everyone unhappy by that way? This is an obstacle that we make. No, we should not do that. And the devotion means I am going to somebody's house and then I am telling I should not sit over here, I should not eat that. There are many people they do. Why then you are visiting there? So this is the way we have to understand. Devotion means internal love, but that should not create problem for others. This no obstacle should be there. And third and the best, after the devotion, the heart should be filled with joy and peace. That is called devotion. And if you see a devotee all the time angry, ready to fight with others, the grinding his teeth, is he a devotee? No. The devotee must be very, very loving, compassionate, understanding. So they can only become the devotee. So this is Savai Pumsham Paro Dharma Yato Bhakti Adakshaje Ahetukka Apratihata Yayatma Samprasidati. If really we become devotee, whatever may be the God, I choose Krishna, you choose the Jesus, someone is choosing the Buddha, it doesn't matter at all. Qualities must be the same, qualification must be the same. So that is the way, if we go, how it is possible that I hate you, I am so and so, I am Hindu and I hate Muslim, I hate Christians, I hate Buddhist. I am not a Hindu at all, I am not a devotee at all. We have to understand this. The devotion transforms the heart. Devotion completely make a human being a human being. And a human being feels for everyone, not only my own people. It loves everyone. So that is called human being. That this beautiful way he is explaining, says samprasidati, and there will be no problem. Then the second question, I am just reminding this, the second question they asked, the essence of the scriptures. What is the essence of the scriptures? There are so many scriptures, so many. And they use the word bana, because the forest. Shabdajalam maharanyam. The words that has been used, it is a aranya, it's a forest. The huge forest. And you entered into that, you will never be able to come out. You'll be lost into that. You won't get anything, no benefit. So one must be very, very careful. Those who are really interested to develop the spiritual life. Otherwise, just for intellectual knowledge you are just studying, that is different thing. But the life is very short. Since you have understood that this is very important in our life to understand who am I, since you have understood that this is the way I can go beyond the realm of birth and death, joy and sorrow, So you must be very, very careful. Time should not be wasted. We do not know what is happening our next moment. So we must be always ready. So second, they say, Ugrashrava reply, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. Now, we are studying Bhagavata, right? The Bhagavata is a book that is for the Krishna, the biography of Krishna. So all the time they bring this name Vasudeva. So here the Vasudeva, he mentioned Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. Yesterday morning, as we have started there's the fragrance of Vedanta in the Hindu temple Lemont. There no word of devotion, because we are studying the Viveka Chudamani and pure Advaita. No, nothing about the devotion. This book is full of devotion. It's only helping us to develop the devotion. So they say, Vasudeva Bhagavati, the devotion to Vasudeva. The third question naturally will come, who is this Vasudeva? And if you say, he is the son of the Vasudeva, then naturally the question will be, why the God has taken the human form and become the son of a human being? So all these questions they will ask. Janayati ashu vairagyam jnanam cha yad ahaitukam. Why we should love Vasudeva? Because it quickly generates aversion to sensual life. Quickly generates the aversion to sensual life. Do you have any example like that? If I am loving the Krishna, the Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, this is an example. Yes, Mirabai. Look at her. Beautiful life, wonderful life. She was the princess and she was the queen and she was having everything, the physical beauty and the wealth and the power. What else one should have? Everything she was having. But she said, Mere to Giridhari Lal, dusra na koi. I want only Krishna and no one else, nothing else in this world. They criticized him. They forced him to go out on the street. She was very happy. Then they started respecting her. And everything was for her, never cared. So this way when we see Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita, what is the essence of the scripture? This is the essence. When you read the scripture, what for? To develop devotion, to develop one-pointedness, to develop high moral values, to develop that willpower by which we should try to be out of this jealousy, hatred, malice and all these things. That is not human being, but it is there within us. We have to go on cleaning every day, every moment. How? By I am aware. I am not going to criticize anyone. And if you go to any social gathering, the first thing they will do, criticizing others. They will first see if that person is present or not. If he is not there, then they are very free. And by criticizing, how you are helping yourself? How you are helping that person also? Nothing. But it's a great joy. The person who is telling and the people who are listening, they always great joy. Why? Because the lower nature. The more you go to the upper nature, it is very difficult. It's very difficult. But once you reach over there, it is only joy. All that joy that you used to get by criticizing others and backbiting and all these things, there is nothing. But when you sit and meditate and see the light within your heart, you will feel not to open your eyes. I don't like to see this world. I don't like to listen any word. I don't like to receive the phone call. Nothing. Let world go in its own way. That is called meditation, that is called joy, that is called devotion. And that what he is mentioning, the scripture, all the scripture is only one thing they are teaching. If you are reading the scripture, that thing you should learn according to your choice. That is devotion. Devotion to the path of knowledge, good. Sometimes we go for emotion. I go to the India, a little bit of popularity was there, maybe they don't know why, but all people like to, Swamiji, I like to cook for you. And how many people should cook for me? And God knows that I love eating food, so He made it in such a way, I only eat boiled vegetable and nothing else, so no problem. So that part is gone. So this way, that is not devotion. The devotion is to develop unselfish love towards God. And who is God? We will come to that, the Vasudeva. Because asu vairagyam janayati. Why Vasudeva? Because if you are thinking about Krishna, asu vairagyam janayati. Look at the word they have used. Vairagyam is a personal God. But at the same time, when we are worshipping Krishna, the result should be vairagya. Vishaya, virag. Vishaya, the objects, viraga, detachment from that. That is called vairagya. Asu vairagyam janayati, and develops transcendental knowledge. That jnanancha, what is that jnana? Transcendental knowledge. That is called jnana. I am so and so, each and every one thinking in that way. And obviously, what happens afterwards when I think in that way? I am bound by that. Someone is coming and all the time telling that, whenever she comes and says, I am related to so and so. You know, his name is there in Sri Ramakrishna's book. Sri Ramakrishna visited his house. That is okay. And he was so humble. What about you? So that we have to understand how you are going to, so that we should not deviate from the goal. What is the goal? To generate love for God. And that, what type of love? Motiveless. I love God, I should go to heaven. It is not love. I love God so that I will get lot of power, position, and whatever I am having, that should be with me, and plus God should go on giving me, adding me many and many. Then it is devotion. The moment something else happened, that man will say, I will throw out that God. Some other gods, if they can give me this materialistic help. So no, that is not devotion. With the growth of devotion, the mind is freed from the desire and established in peace. This is the first skanda, 2nd chapter, 19th sloka. I mention this because some of the people, somewhere they are all live stream, they are listening, and they like to go to that particular sloka to read that. This is the sloka. Now the question is, who is this Vasudeva? You are talking about the Vasudeva, who is this Vasudeva? And a wonderful way they are explaining the Supreme Soul. They are explaining the first skanda, 3rd chapter, verses 28 and 29. Vasudeva para Veda, Vasudeva para Makha, Vasudeva para Yoga, Vasudeva para Kriya, Vasudeva param Jnanam, Vasudeva param Tapaha, Vasudeva paro Dharma, Vasudeva paragati. This is Vasudeva. The Sanskrit, what's the para? The goal. Who is the Vasudeva? He is the goal of all Veda. What is the goal of the Veda? Brahman. So what is all the Rishis they are thinking about? The Brahman. What is that Brahman? All pervading consciousness. So what is Vasudeva? all-pervading consciousness. But some people, they misunderstand. And they always go to the narrow way, and they think Vasudeva means only this Krishna, who was born in the family of the Vasudeva. So they always think in that way, and now we won't go to other people. And not only that, they will be criticizing others. But they have not read or understood these two slokas of the Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam, the life of Sri Krishna, in the 10th skandha, they will be explaining about Krishna only. Who is this Vasudeva? He is the goal of the Veda. The goal of the Veda, and he is the ultimate knowledge. Mokha is the ultimate knowledge. He is the ultimate goal of the yogis, yoga and kriya. Some people they'll do the kriya. Kriya means the yajnas and all that. In Delhi, if you go, there is a group of people here are also there. They believe that we have to perform yajna. Anything, they believe in the yajna. They don't have any images of God, only yajna. So by that is called kriya. Why I am performing yajna? Because I have some prayer, desire. This should be fulfilled. So even the ultimate of that kriya is Vasudeva. And paragranam, the transcendental knowledge, the paragyana is Vasudeva. And tapa means austerity. What is the austerity? To control the senses. That's why in every religion they have introduced fasting, you'll see. In the Christianity, in the Islam, in the Hinduism and Buddhism, fasting is always there. At least once in a year, a little bit of this and that. In the Islam, that is 1 month, they won't drink, they won't even eat anything. From sunrise to sunset, nothing. After the sunset, they will take some food. That this is the austerity, controlling the senses. So that austerity, why they are doing? To get the blessings of God. Who is the goal, ultimate result of the austerity? Vasudeva. And that is called Paro Dharma, highest religion. And that is Paragati. That is the ultimate goal. So this is called Vasudeva. And it comes to the third question. The Rishis are asking the third question. The Rishi, why Supreme Lord took birth as a son of Devaki? This main theme of the Bhagavata is to inculcate the glory and greatness of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. When the Rishis are asking this question, so the Sutta is not giving reply right now here. The Sutta is very intelligent. So he will be giving this reply in a full, you cannot just say like this in 1 or 2 words. So Sutta is taking time and he will be explaining the whole thing afterwards, that it will come. In the answer to this third question of the Rishis will be given by the Sutta in the 2nd skandha, chapter 10. Some of the people, they only study that chapter, the chapter 10. Otherwise, it is a big, very big book. What we will do, we will make the small, the chapters like this, the questions of the Rishis, the questions of the king, Parikshita. So those questions and answer we will study. Now creation is, they are describing about the creation. In the very first sloka of the Bhagavata, it said, Janmadi asya yataha. He from whom the creation, substance and the dissolution of the universe take place. Who is both the material and the instrumental cause. This is very important to understand the problem. Now why we should pray to God? Who is God? Is it necessary to become a devotee or to worship God? Without God we are surviving, we are happy. Why should we should have to do that? No, we are not happy. That we always make the mistakes unless we are having that God. Who is this God? constantly conscious within our soul and whispering, "You are a human being, you are not beast, you are not animals, you are a human being." So that is called God. God is within us. And that whisper constantly will listening. You will see even the children, if they do some mistake, they're afraid. And they come and tell the mother or the father, "I'm sorry, I did that mistake." They know this is the wrong thing that they have done. And if they have done something good, they are proud and openly come and shout, "Do you know this much mark I have got? And the A grade, B grade, I have got." Of course, B grade don't then say, the A is all right. A plus and all that. So they will say they are proud. They know which is good and which is bad. Something wrong, they'll be very shy, trying to hide from the father. If the father is angry, so like that it goes. So all we know, even the children, they know how? Because it is within our heart. We know what is good and what is bad. So here they say, in the 30th and the 31st sloka of the Bhagavata, describe the creation. The creation is from the God. If the creation is coming from the God, and if God is the material cause, and if God is the intellectual cause, then what we are? God has created me, you, everyone, and created out of His own. As the material is God, and the God is creating, then what happens? That is the very subtle question in the philosophy. And here the philosophy differs. Otherwise it was all right. Because sometimes some people are confused. They think if they say the creation means good and bad, mixture of both. Naturally, if you say both the things are coming from God, some people, they shrink. No, it is not possible. God is only the repository of good. Then where from the bad came? Then they search out. Anything that is something wrong, immediately people are very fond of telling, "It is not me, it is he." So they'll be pointing out someone else. I love God, and God is all good. So naturally, who is doing the bad thing? There's the devil is there. Where from the devil came? And they will depict the devil with the two horn and the tail and all those things. You will never find such a devil with that form. Never, no one saw. And it's just imagination. What is the devil? Our desires. What is the devil? Our ego. We cannot come to other terms, that what I have said, that should be done. Whatever happens, it doesn't matter. I have read about the parents, that in our country is so difficult, and a group of religious people, and so narrow-minded. The daughter married a Punjabi boy, a Muslim girl in Delhi. And then, afterwards, the fathers, naturally, the parents were very, very angry, and they went to another country, they stayed over there, and after 12 or 13 years, and they were having 2 kids, then a phone call came, and the father said, "I would like to see you, will you please come?" The daughter was so happy. After such a long time, the father is inviting us, maybe that he has understood, and he will agree the marriage. And she wanted to go with the whole family, with her husband also, but the husband couldn't go because something came up. So he told, "I'll join you afterwards." The daughter went over there. The day they reached with the 2 small kids, the daughter reached, father, mother, brothers, and other people, they all killed them and then buried in there itself. Why? Because you have not listened to us, so you have no right to survive. And we are doing it in the name of religion. Our religion never allows. What type of religion is this? It's a devilish thing any religion can provoke. This is not. So that we have to understand. It is not religion. So we are searching for devil. There are devils. In our family, as so close relatives, father, mother, uncles, brothers, are they not? So this we have to understand, bad and good both have come from God. Why? This is the test. I always say the teacher is teaching us, giving us the hint. This chapter is very important, you should study. And then afterwards that teacher is making the questions and giving us that, hey, you have to answer this. You say, this is very difficult, but I told you that chapter is very important. You have not studied, now it is up to you. I cannot help you. So the same God, He is coming down as a human being and helping us, living among us and helping us to guide. Good thing and bad is there. Don't go to the bad. Take the good one. Why? Because you will enjoy. It is your life. You like to get the joy, enjoyment. And the enjoyment not only temporary, but enjoyment means the social status also, social acceptance also. Suppose you go and do something by that, you get some joy. But when you come out in the society, you have to hide your face. That is not joy. So you have to understand that too. So this way, what is religion for? To guide us. If the religion is not guiding us, then why should you spend so much of time for religion to understand that? A Sunday, every Sunday, all over the churches and the temples, there will be discourses and there will be pujas. Why you go over there? To learn these high moral values. What is the high moral values? Not to hurt others so that I can be peaceful. So there it says, Saiva aso Bhagavan, that Bhagavan, idam sasarja, created this universe. Very clear. How this universe was created? Sa eva aso Bhagavan. Who is this aso? This Bhagavan? Vasudeva, because we are discussing about Vasudeva. So the Vasudeva, idam sasarja, that is Sanskrit word, means creation. He created. How? How he created? Sad asat rupaya is the cause and effect. Sad asat rupaya is the cause and the effect. And very clearly is mentioning cha and gunamaya, endowed with three qualities. In the Sanskrit, those who try to understand the Hindu religion, there's some of the terminologies they should know. As a guna, what is a guna? Three gunas. Guna means qualities. And they will say sattva, then raja and tama. Sattva, raja and tama. Sattva, all good. Raja, activities with ego. And tama, exactly opposite to satya. Constantly criticizing, angry with others, envying others, all tama. All the three gunas are within us, no? You need not to disclose. But if you go and stand before a mirror and look at you and ask, am I not having those qualities? Yeah. If somebody is very good, I feel jealous. Oh, why it should be good? And I am also good. I am always competing. Why? Because I am jealous. Even the brothers and sisters, even very close people, they are feeling jealous. So like that, who is that tama? That quality is within me. Who gave it? Where from it came? From the creation. So why then blame the devil? Where from the devil came? The God has given you good and bad at the same time, like a wonderful teacher. He is telling these are the things you should give up. All the tama things, come to raja. Be active and go pray, meditate, visit the holy places, listen to the good words, read good books, prepare yourself, and then jump onto sattva. All truthfulness, all peace, all love, you go to the sattva. And from there, go and merge with the God. Live that too. So that is way he says, the God has created these cause and effect. Why the cause and effect? Anything good that you do, good effect. Bad you do, bad effect. You cannot hide it. This moment I go and cheat someone, some people they have already done. Now they are in Europe and America. They are thinking that they are enjoying. No, they won't. This is only a little nothing. Then afterwards, a long, long life is waiting. Maybe the police and other, the law enforcement people won't be able to catch you. But there is someone sitting over there. You cannot go beyond that cause and effect. Good, good, bad, bad. None can skip the law. So why I should be moral? What is the basis of this ethics? Because I should not hurt myself. Anything bad that I do, it will come back to me. That's for sure. That's why the holy people will never say anything that will hurt others. They will never do that. They're very careful. And Atma Mayaya, using his power, Mayaya. How the God is creating? Through Maya. There's a long discussion on the Maya, again will come. Because there's a peculiar force, a power that God only is having. A little remnant of that Maya has reflected within us, every individual mind. You know what is that? Ahamkara. That ahamkara, they say I, without knowing who am I actually. Where from have I come? But each and every one will say I. Go and ask, who are you? You won't be able to say, you won't be able to answer. I told you that one family I went, a little girl came, I was waiting outside. Then she came and told, who are you? Then jokingly, that I told, that is the answer I am searching, Well, is it? Then she was very much concerned. And afterwards she came back and told, can't you remember your own name also? So, who am I? That is the question. The Vedantin is always asking, am I this body? Am I this mind? Am I all these things that I say I? No. It was not there. It won't be there. So what is remaining? That is the continuity of the Atman. Again, friends, so that's why I read the newspapers, I get lot many informations. The same thing one mother told to her son. Now it's a hot news in our newspapers there in India. Mother told, I don't die. My soul is always eternal. I will come back. The son is not an illiterate person. He is a scientist, and also he completed that leather technology. He was working over here, studied in the outside, in the Europe. He's a very fluent in English. Now it has become difficult for our Polish people to question him, because he is giving an American pronunciation in English, so they are not understanding. Anyway, they can hire someone from here. So this is going on. He's a very intelligent person. He has studied everything. Even he studied the Russian books also. And they were telling us a wonder. Our whole house is full with books, different books based on this. When the mother passed away, he started inquiring about that, how to make this body continue, and then the soul will come back, mother told. The misunderstanding, wrong understanding. So one person, he heard the whole Ramayana. And after that, and the person who was expounding the Ramayana, he was closing his book, and it was almost the whole day passed. Then he came and told, Sir, can I ask you a question? What is that? Who is this Rama? My God, on the whole day I explained on Rama only, and now you are asking who is this Rama and Sita? How can I tell you? So this way we should not misunderstand. Understanding should be very clear. And this Sa eva asau Bhagavan, that Bhagavan, Sad Asad Rupaya, with the cause and effect, cha means and, Gunamaya, endowed with three qualities, Maya, that is Maya, Atma Maya, using his own power, not only after the creation of the Supreme God, Vasudeva, what he did, Antah Prabhishta Abhati, entered into them. Each soul is potentially divine. Why they say like that? Because the God entered into every being. The maximum manifestation is in the human life, is in the human form. Maximum manifestation. Even the Islam, even the Christianity, always they talk about that. And now one view they say, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. In the Vedanta they always say that one alone, that Brahman is true. And all the many that you see is Mithya. It is nothing there. How it is Mithya? Because without God, it has no value. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is explaining it in a nice way. I go on writing 0, 0, 0, 0, but in the beginning there is no 1. So 0 has no meaning. As maximum 0 you can put, nothing is going to happen. You have to put a number over there. Then only zeros are bringing, every 0 is giving you the weight, value, otherwise nothing. Similarly, if God is not present, then all the creation has no value. What is that God? We very wrongly, casually we say prana. After the death, what happens? Oh, his life force has gone. It has left him. So we bury, we burn. So the body is, we don't take the care of the body. We don't preserve the body. Why? The main force has left. What is that main force? We call prana. That is Atman. That is the reflection of God. And we are not at all careful about that. So right from the beginning of our life, the mothers are careful about the food so that the child can grow properly. Then he should go and play. He should learn this, he should learn that. The physically and intellectually, so much care we take. What about the Atman? We don't care. But that is the vital. So one person was telling that is the joke. So he was in the hospital and they gave him the oxygen. And after that he told, I'm a poor man, I won't be able to pay you. Oh, no, there's no problem. The majority of the things have been taken care. The only, we gave you 3 days oxygen that cost $500. Oh, 3 days oxygen, $500? Oh my God, then all through my life I am going on taking free oxygen. What about that? All through our life we are taking the free oxygen that has been given by God, the nature. We don't care about that. We are cutting the trees, we are making all these things, and some people are concerned about that. We don't care. But when we won't be able to take the breathing, then we will understand. So that is called awareness. Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. The Brahman is the truth, but all these things are nothing but Mithya. Mithya means no value. But if it is attached with God, then its value is there. Another view is Brahma Satya Jagat Satya. Jagat Brahme Pratishtita. Brahma Satya, the God is truth. This Jagat is also true. Why? Because the God has created it and God is within it. So obviously all that we see is resting on the God, the consciousness. This is the way Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also telling, and Swami Vivekananda propounded that. If you can close your eyes and see God, can't you see God with open eyes? You see the God hungry, uneducated people, they're suffering people. Can't you go and serve them? It's not the emotion, it is on the philosophy. From the philosophy we go. In this country, the government is taking all care, majority of the portion. What they need is encouragement. What they need, the guidances. So here in this country, the organization established by Swami Vivekananda is named as Vedanta Society, and our work is only to make people aware about the divinity that is already within them. And when that divinity is manifested, they will be blessed. Not only that, those people, whomever they will go, people all around will be so happy. So what we need? A good person. And who is a good person? Loving, concerned person. How it is possible? Some people apparently they like to show, but they cannot continue for a long time. Anything wrong happening to them, immediately the original form will come up. It is not possible. So it is only possible by transforming, changing our attitudes, our views. How it is possible? By studying good scripture. Because good scripture always guides us. So all the time we have to study. One God entered into many? This is the question. Yes. Then they are giving the example. Just as fire entering into the different pieces of wood manifest as many fires. When there's a fire, a building is burning. It takes the form of the building. A tree is burning. The fire takes the form of a tree. Fire different way, but all the same fire in different things. Giving that example, because in those days, forest fire was rampant naturally. Our Rishis, they are giving the example, Agni yata pravishta, as the fire entered into different type of forms, and then when burning takes that form, similarly. He, the protector of the worlds, extends his grace and help by descending to manifest himself as divine incarnation. This is very important for the Hindus because we believe incarnation. And the Buddhists also believe in incarnation. In the beginning of the Christianity, they used to believe the incarnation. Then afterwards, in the 5th century or so, the Constantinople, he changed the whole thing. But there, it is already there. So this call, the himself as the divine incarnation, born among devas, animal and men. So where he was taking birth? In the devas, animals and men. In the Bhagavad Gita, you know, in the 10th chapter, Ahamatma Gura Kesha Sarva Bhuta Shayastitaha. And he says, Adityanam Aham Vishnu, Jyotishan Raviangshuman, Vedanam Samavedasmi, and continuously this is going on telling Bhagavad Gita, and it says, I am in the animals also. And when among the animals I am these and these. Ashatvanam Sarva Vrikshanam. Then Uchaisravasha Ashyanam. Asyata is a tree. And Uchasravasha is a horse. I am in that horse, I am in the tree, I am in the Rishis, I am in the gods, I am in the human being also. So by that way, he is trying to tell us the God is in everything. And how it is possible? It says, Bhavaya tesha sattena lokan boi loku bhavana lilavatara anurato maharshi yang naradishu. That Devarsi means God, Devarsi means the God, and Yang means the animal, and Naradishu, the human being. This way in everything. He protects. Why he is coming? Taking the form to protect. Loku bhavanaha. The Vishnu, the protector, Loko Bhavana is Vishnu. How? Satyena, because of his grace. Just he loves, that's why. And Lokan. And this is called Leela Avatara. The manifestation of the Leela, divine play. One person was asking Sri Ramakrishna, why we are suffering? The people are suffering. Then the Sri Ramakrishna told him, this is divine play. The divine play? The God is playing and we are suffering? Then his answer was a question. Sri Ramakrishna asked a question to give the answer. Who are you? You are suffering? Who are you? You are also the same God. You manifested in this way. So friends, if we study in that way, we are all just acting according to the will of God. Someone is educated, someone is famous, someone is not, someone is suffering, all according to our karma He has given that, we are going on doing. So this, how it says, to give the reply to the Rishis of the Naimisharanya, the Shuta explaining the process of God descending, avatarana. We will study this in our next class, how the God, the Supreme God, all-transcending God, all-pervading God, all-powerful God, taking a human form and coming down over here and helping us. Why? Helping us. Why I am taking the human form? He said in the Bhagavad Gita very clearly, those who are bad people, I like to stop them over there. And those who are good people, I like to help them and to protect them. So what the good people? Unselfish people. A little bit of unselfishness, not that complete unselfish, it is not possible. Only God can become the complete unselfish. A little bit of unselfishness also we can practice, isn't it? When you are purchasing at the winter time, just before the winter we are going and purchasing because we know that these are the things we are necessary. So we purchase the warm clothings. Suppose we purchase one warm cloth and give it to a poor person. And suppose we take care of the children. They are just loitering here and there and help them in that way. That's called unselfishness. Not that you have to stop food. Not that you have to give away everything. A little bit we can do. Always we can do. In the olden days, our mothers, they used to save a little bit of rice and the other things. That, the whole thing they have brought out from the store and the kitchen to cook. Just before cooking, they used to take out one, just a little bit. And that after 3 months, they used to give it to the temple, so that in the temple they will cook it. So many people are giving, and hundreds of people can be fed over there. So this way, little bit unselfishness. And if we practice that, the Leela Avatara, the God who has manifested in the human form, sometimes as Jesus, sometimes as Buddha, sometimes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sometimes as Shankara, in different time, different way, he is going on manifesting and helping us. And what is that help? Love thy neighbor as thyself. That much. He's not asking that only few people who are always ready. For them the call is, burn the boat at your back and follow me. That is for a few handful people who can really do that. They are not having any bondages in this world. So burn the boat at your back and follow me. Jesus gave the call. And they are the apostles. They are the direct disciples. Why? They are also just like the light, helping others to understand things. But the God, when they come to help each and every one. How? By guiding only. What else? Thank you, friends. Let us chant this mantra. And in the next class, we will discuss about the creation and other questions also that was. They're very interesting. How the Narada came. These are all very interesting things. The books are available. If you like to read the whole Bhagavata, you need not to read the Sanskrit, But if you read the English, that will give you, and you won't be able to stop, the story after story. It will take you from one story to another, to another, to another, all linked up. Why this, why that? It will go on and on. This is really beautiful. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudramaruta Stunnanti Divyaistabai Vedai Sangha Padakramapa Upanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantamna Bidu Sura Asuragana Devaya Tasmai Namah. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.